Hey there, welcome to React Debugging Challenge 3 deconstruction video, right? So we'll take a look at how to go about debugging the issue here. Now let's start as always. Let's try to take a cursory look at the code base, try to understand what we are doing here. Again, we have to do application here. I have a handler function. I have some set of JSX. I have input to add, button to click, and I am displaying the to-dos listed down. To-dos is an array, and this is my handler function where I am updating the to-do list and updating the state. Now that we have a basic understanding of the code base we have to debug, let's try to reproduce the issue. Now the challenge here was when a to do was being added, it's being added as an empty item. Let's say if I add something different, it seems to be added as an empty item. Now let's try to understand this here, right? Now given that the only piece of logic we have more or less related is this function, we'll use the ever always helpful log statements, right? So let's start by at the top just to first to verify, let's say if the function is getting called. So let's do that. To do call, let's first ensure the function is getting called. And you can see that the handler function is getting called. Cool. Now let's try to now understand if the event is getting passed, or I'll rather just print this out, right? So we just need this particular value. I'll just print it out. I'll refresh this. Let me try adding a new to do now, and you'll find that the event.target.value here is an empty string, but we typed something here, right? Now let's try to go back. So essentially then we need not look at the next set of items. We need to first figure out why exactly this event.target.value is returning a string where we have actually typed something, right? So let's go back to let's say JSX, see where this value is getting into, right? So this is our input bar, which is essentially storing the value internally, and you'll find that we haven't added an event handler here. Okay. So essentially we have an event handler for the button, which essentially gets triggered on the button click, but we don't want to what essentially is, let's say, target.value here, right? Button doesn't have any value. Instead what we have to do here is we need to store the value added to this input field. We need to use that value as a new to do item instead of using the button car target.value. So I'll just comment this out for now. What I need to do here is I'll add an event handler for event handler. So essentially now that I need to add an event handler here, I'll as well as go make it a control component. So I'll put something like new to do item. Let's say I'll add a state for that. New to do item, set new to do item, and I'll initialize it as a empty string because when we load the page, I want the to do to be empty, right? So essentially I'll do that. Now I'll create a handler function for, let's say, the input on change equal to handle input change. I'll add the function implementation handle input change, and I need to pass event. Now let's say what I have to do is, so this particular handler function will get called every time I type something, right? So let's quickly try and verify that. Event.target.value. Let's say if I refresh this, you'll see that every time I type something, right, this is getting printed. Now the challenge here is I'm not updating the state but setting the value as new to the item, right? So that's essentially why it's not showing up anything. So let's try to update that. I'll use the event.target.value. I'll remove this. Let's say I'll set new to do item, which is this. Set new to do item as event.target.value. And now you'll find that the input box works as a works as a control component just fine now. Now that we are storing the latest type value of the to do item in here, let's use this new to do item instead as the so this will be the new to do item, right? So we'll store that itself. So we have the latest updated value of the let's say text entered in the input bar. If the particular customer clicks on add to do, we want to add the new to do item state current value to the already existing state. I'll use the destructure syntax to create a new array. I'll update my set to do list. Let's see if that works now. To do 1, you find that it's getting added. Let's say to do 2, it's getting added. Now you can also as well as go and improve this application such that you, let's say, reset the input field once the button is clicked, right? So you can essentially reset it as well, so that you can essentially start from scratch. So let's say if I now type to do 1, if I click the button, it will get resetted. Now I can type in to do 2. Cool. Now let's just quickly summarize what we try to do here, right? To debug the issue, we first understood the code base, and as always we reproduce the issue to get started. Now here, given that we didn't have any errors or any other insights to start with, we knew what was happening. We, let's say, started with a particular handler function which was specific to the, let's say, add the use case we are doing, right? So essentially add button was having some challenges. We started from there. We ensured the function was getting called, then went one more level deep. We figured out that, let's say, it even at the input to the function level, it was having an issue, so we didn't bother about going to the rest of the items. We figured out what was the issue, then updated it. Now we have a bonus challenge here, right? So the bonus challenge here is we aren't passing any parameters to the handle add to do function. So if you go check here, right, we are just passing the handle add to do reference, but when we actually pass, right, so essentially now we are not using the event object, we were using that earlier. But if you check for handle input change, right, so let's say handle input change as well, we are just passing the function reference and we are getting an event input as here. How exactly is that happening? Does that seem weird enough? Let's try googling, right? So essentially, if we face a challenge, be it a bug, error, or even if we find something peculiar like this, right, it's most likely someone else already had it as well. So it's React specifically as a big community, right? And so essentially very most likely someone else already had it, as well as took an initiative to ask about it on the internet. So let's try to search for it, right? So let's try to search something like, what would I search? React event handler. Yeah, I probably have searched this already. So let's say just type out something, what exactly the issue, right? React event handler has access to event object even if not passed in argument. So let's see what that returns. So I'll go to the Stack Overflow link, which seems to be my first link itself, and let's say try to let's say verify that the particular code base has the same setting as what we have. So you can see here on submit, they are passing in just the function reference but getting access to the event object in here. Now let's try to understand go through one of the solution, right? So you can see that the author of this particular post is saying that it's not anything specific to React, but just how React JavaScript in general functions work, right? And they've given a good enough example here as well. Let's say I have a print function that takes in two arguments, element and IDX, right? So if I pass in just the print let's say function reference, which is print, for each would work just as the same as we are passing an anonymous function, which is our usual use case, right? So when we use for each or methods like map, filter, other array methods of similar settings, what we usually do is we pass the first element as the current element the for each method is looping through, right? Let's say first element, second element, third element, and then we also pass a second element optionally if we also need access to the index, right? So this is our usual let's say most common let's say way to use for each, but this would work just as the same. For each print would implicitly be passed these element and idx arguments. So now this isn't anything specific to or special to React. It's just how JavaScript functions in general work.
Thanks for watching this deconstruction video to learn about debugging. Hope the learnings turn out helpful in your development journey. Stay tuned for next challenges.